Have you ever saved someone only to realize you were the one in danger all along? This is me, Emily. I'm 25, and this is the story of the most horrifying experience of my life, something I can never forget. It started on a hiking trip I took to the mountains near Bank Lake, New York. I was alone, enjoying the solitude, the crunch of leaves under my boots, and the soft whisper of wind through the pines. I loved these quiet moments away from the world. But that day, I stumbled upon something that would haunt me forever. I saw her on the edge of a cliff, her small frame trembling, arms stretched over the railing. Panic froze me for a split second before I sprinted toward her. "Stop, don't do this," I shouted. Her head whipped around, her eyes wide with fear and desperation. I lunged, my hands gripping her wrist just as she slipped. My heart raced, adrenaline coursing through me. I pulled her to safety. We collapsed on the grass, shaking. I don't know what I was thinking," she whispered, tears streaking her dirt-stained face. "I'm just glad you're okay," I said, though my voice trembled. Her name was Clara. Over the next few weeks, we became inseparable. I had saved her life, but what I didn't know was that she wasn't the only danger that followed her. There was something lurking, something invisible that had been with her long before I met her. Months later, Clara invited me to spend a weekend near Bank Lake. It was a beautiful day, the sun glinting off the water, the mountains reflecting perfectly on the still surface. We laughed, skipping stones and talking about life. Everything felt normal. Until it wasn't. I was walking along the lake's edge when I saw her. At first, I thought it was a reflection in the water, a girl floating just beneath the surface. But the water rippled unnaturally, and I realized she wasn't floating. She was alive in a way that wasn't alive at all. Her hair spread like black ink, her skin pale, almost transparent, and her eyes empty voids. And then it hit me. She wasn't breathing, she wasn't alive. I screamed, pulling Clara toward me. "Do you see her?" I stammered. She froze, staring at the water. And then something changed. Her face twisted, and the warmth I knew in her eyes vanished. A shadow seemed to crawl across her features. "You shouldn't have come here," a voice hissed. But it wasn't Clara's voice. The shadow lunged. The lake water churned, black swirls surrounding the ghostly figure as it reached for me. I stumbled backward, crashing into a tree, my hands clawing at branches and roots. Every instinct screamed for me to run, but my feet felt heavy, like I was wading through invisible tar. Clara, or whatever had possessed her, followed me, her movements unnaturally fast, her shadow stretching across the lake as if it were alive. Her grin widened impossibly, her eyes now hollow and menacing. I realized with horror that she wasn't just dead, she was something else, something that had been waiting for me. I fumbled for my backpack and grabbed the emergency whistle inside. I blew it as hard as I could. The sound echoed across the lake, and for a brief moment the shadow recoiled, its form flickering like a broken reflection. I didn't wait. I ran. Branches scraped my arms and legs as I tore through the forest. Every so often I dared a glance back. The shadow was gaining on me, moving impossibly fast across the ground, the water, even the air. It laughed, a hollow, echoing sound that crawled into my bones. I remembered the old wooden dock we had passed earlier. If I could reach it, maybe I could climb to safety. I pushed my legs harder, adrenaline burning my lungs, heart hammering. I reached the dock, leapt onto the planks, and scrambled to the edge. The shadow was right behind me, black tendrils reaching for my arms, my face trying to pull me into the lake. I kicked and screamed, finally grabbing a rope tied to the dock and pulling myself up. The shadow crashed into the water below with a sound like shattering glass. Silence. My chest heaving, I looked back, but it wasn't gone. Just beneath the surface, I saw it watching, waiting. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed in the car, doors locked, watching the dark water. And then I realized Clara wasn't beside me. She had vanished. Her absence was as terrifying as her presence had been. The next morning, I went back to the lake, hoping for a rational explanation. Nothing. The water was calm, reflecting the sun, birds chirping. It looked normal, but I knew better. I could feel her presence still lingering, the shadow of Clara, or whatever she had become, waiting for me to return. Even now, months later, I feel her. In reflections, in shadows, in the quiet moments before sleep. I don't know if she's real or if my mind created her from the terror I felt, but one thing is certain. That lake hides something. Something that doesn't forgive. Something that won't let go. And every time I close my eyes, I hear her whisper, "You shouldn't have seen me." Would you dare visit Bank Lake at sunset? Would you dare go near the water where shadows wait and souls never rest? Because some spirits aren't satisfied with their own death. They want yours.